Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for suffering? If the answer is yes, then you're ready.
Hi, bestie. We're gonna have a chat. Okay. Do you see this? That's beautiful. Okay? Okay? I know. Crazy concept. This, it's all so beautiful. Right? Look at this. This just shows that I've been eating good. Before y'all 13-year-old prepubescent boys come after me, I'm on a weight loss journey. But that's for me. Not everyone's looking for the same things. You, girly, need to be happy in your skin. Because you are rocking it. Okay? Okay. Look at you. You got all the pushing for the cushion. Right? You are so beautifully made. And you are the only body out there that looks exactly like you. I know. I know. You can quote me on that. Right? I love you so much. You deserve to love your body.
What do you do?
What I do? I'm a pimp, P-I-M-P. If you don't know, you do now.
Trap though, 24 shell cases on the floor.
Hi. When I call myself fat, I'm not calling myself ugly. I'm not calling myself worthless. I'm not calling myself a monster. I'm just calling myself fat. Please do not reply with, no, you're beautiful. I'm both. Fat and beautiful. Hi. When I call myself fat, I'm not calling myself ugly. I'm not calling myself worthless. I'm not calling myself a monster. I'm just calling myself fat. Please do not reply with, no, you're beautiful. I'm both. Fat and beautiful.
Hello everyone. I got a little educator hot tip for you on figuring out how to ask people for the name they go by and also their pronouns. So the first day of classes, the way that I do it is I go around the room and I ask every person to give me their name and their pronouns. Now, if their name is different than what's in my binder, I tell them to make sure they tell me their last name too. So if you go by a different last name because it's your nickname or you have a name that you go by that's different than your legal name, you don't have to like out yourself. It just, that's who you are. I cross it out really dark in my binder so I can't even see it, and I write the new name. Nice and easy, and their last name always lets me know who they are if I have to go into the system. And then in terms of pronouns, I ask every single person to share their pronouns. And I always make the joke, you know what they say about assuming, and I don't want to look like an ass. So you make it about you. Like, I don't want to mess up, so I'm going to ask everyone to use their pronouns. And I do as well. And then I write them next to their name so that every time that I have to look at the attendance, or I can always double check and make sure I'm using the correct pronoun. So far, it's worked really, really well. But if you have other good suggestions for this that can make me do even better, drop them down in the comments. Thank you. Bye.
Soon as somebody get mad, they want to holler, you fat, you fat, you fat. Bitch, I know. Everybody love a big body being. Shoo, shoo. The fuck? I never know me being fat was your problem. Damn.
Fat? Yes. Ugly? Absolutely fucking not.
Hey, does this outfit make me look fat? Yeah. Good.
So let's talk demigender flex. For this, I'm going to use the example of demigirl flex to hopefully make it a little bit easier to explain. Folks who are demigirl flex have identity that is demigirl, but that intensity varies and fluctuates. Folks who are demigirl flex can fluctuate anywhere between agender and then like full identity demigirl. Like every other term having to do with gender identity, the definition of this term can vary person to person. What is awesome about demigender flex is that it allows and names gender as something that fluctuates and is fluid, as opposed to something that is static. But like I said, there are many ways to be demigender flex, so how do you define or experience demigender flex? Let me know in comments.
So this Monday is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. And in schools, we tend to sell a very whitewashed version of Dr. King. Not only is the civil rights movement painted as something in the distant past by only showing black and white photos, but also Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s quotes are just made more palatable for white audiences. Most things we share about him tend to shy away from the quote-unquote controversial side of him. So educators, especially white educators, it's time to take a critical look at our curriculum. What are we teaching about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.? Are you showing colorized photos? Are you making sure to talk about racial injustice then and now? Is this the only time that you're talking about the civil rights movement? Are you talking about people beyond Dr. Martin Luther King? So really take the time and evaluate what you're putting in front of students. And leave space for discussion and questions. And continue talking about all of this beyond Monday.
So the chick that commented it reported my video, which got taken down, and then she deleted her comment off my original post. But basically, she discussed how a woman got shot and died today at the riot at the Capitol. Well, in response to that, this was a white woman, and she got shot. She's the only person that got shot. And, well, it's tragic that she got shot. However, I vaguely remember hearing this, and you guys might have heard it too, all the times that all the unarmed Black people got shot by police. The sentiment was that if they had just listened to the cops, then they probably wouldn't have gotten shot. So, I mean, are we still, like, is that still what we're saying? Or is this just another example of white fucking privilege?
Field has their own hoity-toity words that they like to use when they're explaining ideas.
Okay, please go watch that video, because I think what she just hit on was one of the biggest problems we have in the scientific community and in the academic community right now, is that research is being gatekept by intellectuals who deem their language to be superior than the language used by people not in their fields. And by doing so, you keep out people that need to know that information the most. And also, you keep the conversation from becoming accessible to a larger community. You keep the conversation limited to a narrow perspective. You keep the conversation limited to a small group of people that can talk in the same ways that you talk. And so you keep people out of conversations that they deserve to be a part of.
Our society is so structured on binaries that people actually think cats are the opposite of dogs. We see dogs as masculine and cats as feminine, so much so to the point that it's weird for men to love cats, but women and gay men are stereotyped as loving cats. And weirder still, cats are seen as sexy creatures. This is most likely why it's fine to hate cats, but absolute blasphemy to hate dogs. Did I shamelessly steal this idea from an old Tumblr thread I found rattling around on my phone? Yes, I did. Is it an important and relevant discussion in the topic of toxic masculinity and the LGBT community? Yes. Yes, I think it is.
The USA truly is the bad place. Like 48 hours ago, a Black man had his death sentence commuted to life in prison for a crime that there is evidence he didn't commit. And he's going to sit in prison for the rest of his life. Meanwhile, we have a white teenager who crossed state lines with firearms to fucking kill people. And nothing happens to him. The biggest lie that we were ever told in school was that this was the greatest nation in the world. Bullshit.
Retaliation against you for what you are saying now to the public?
Thank you for your question, Senator. One specific incident of retaliation was I've done 3 movies called The Expendables with Sylvester Stallone. The producer of that film called my manager and asked him to drop my case in order for me to be in the 4th installment of the movie. And if I didn't, there would be trouble.
Oh dear. Senator Klobuchar.
Well, thank you very much. Are you going to be in the 4th installment, I hope?
No. Because, I'm sorry, thank you for your question, Senator.
That's good, that's very polite, thank you.
Yes. Simply because this same producer is going under, he's under his own sexual assault investigation. And, you know, abusers protect abusers. And this is one thing I had to decide whether I was going to draw the line on, am I going to be a part of this or am I going to take a stand? And there are projects I had to turn down.
I just want to say one thing. Fat people know what to do to lose weight. You don't need to tell them or remind them. We probably know more than you do. Some of us can and some of us can't. Doesn't matter which one I am, because I'm beautiful.
Oh no, it's your daily reminder that fat women are beautiful.